Laughing Vikings Live. High vibe chats with actors, comedians, and creators, plus stand-up comedy, sketch comedy, and most importantly, you. That's right, join us every Monday for new episodes, and you can be a part of the show on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and Twitch. Ask questions and interact in the comments, and make sure to share this with your actor, comedian, and creator friends so they can be a part of the show too. Can't make a live show? No problem. You can catch up on your favorite podcast platform and visit laughingvikings.com to find out how you can join the cast and crew. All right, it's time for today's show. Buckle up and make sure you stick around to the end because we have a special surprise for you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is Laughing Vikings Live. Happy Monday Fun Day. Let's go.
They've been asked to change a bunch of things over the last 5 years, but they haven't been changing anything. Yeah. So, making a doc about that. So.
Yeah.
I worked with them 8 years ago in the theater up there.
Oh, Magnus.
Magnus. Yeah. About 5 years back in the 80s.
Yeah.
I like that bit.
What was the play?
First it was Othello. And then the Black Bonspiel of William.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Comedy Alley. It is Saturday, August 21st. You are here for the best night you've ever had in an alley. Yeah. You ready to start this show? Yeah, you ready, Kev? All right. You guys ready? Okay. Give it up for your host, the guy holding the microphone right now. It's me, Lars, the alley guy. Here I am, everybody. Yeah. All right. Yo, DJ, hit it. I'm the DJ, guys. I'm the DJ. You see what you did there? You're like, where's the DJ? This guy has enough budget on 4 people to hire a DJ? No, I'm the DJ. I'm the doorman. I'm the cleaner. I'll bus everything later on tonight. If anybody needs anything, we're doing it all tonight. I'm the Lone Ranger, but we have 4 incredible stand-up comedians here to help do things. So we got to get this going here. Seriously, DJ, kill that music. Kill that music. Spotify, huh? You got to love it. All the world's music for $10. Look at this. Guys, make some noises. This is your first time in an alley for a show. All right. Make some noise if this is not your first time in an alley. You're an alley vet, but not so much for shows. All right. Okay. We got some needle users in here. Yeah. Or is it, I feel like you're a bit of a hippie. Yeah. Yeah, right. Those good old days where we used to share joints, huh? Right? Yes. Well, welcome. Every Friday, Saturday, we do this. I'm the proprietor of Laughing Vikings Comedy Alley, formerly known as Alley. This was actually just a plain old alley. Nothing much was going on. In fact, it was known as one of the most unfunny alleys in the land. It was very, very unfunny. Very drab and dull, downtrodden. There's a lot of just nothing. It was previously, they called it Tax Return Alley. It was a working title. It failed miserably. Previous to that, it was called Paint Dry Alley, where they would just come in and paint the bricks, and then they would sell tickets and people just stare at them. It didn't work out. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to turn this regular old alley into a comedy alley. And if you're thinking, how do you just turn an alley? Do you guys have an alley? Anyone have a spare alley hanging around? Do you have a spare alley? Because I'm going to teach you. This is a business. I should run a master class on this. How to turn a plain old unfunny alley into a pretty legitimate show space. I hear these conversations of, ooh, I really like this place. It's got a good vibe, right? I think a lot about vibe, and it's mostly lights. That's the main thing. Some tea lights, some of these lights. I feel like those umbrellas are doing a lot. Definitely non-functional. If it pours rain, you're going to get very wet, but you're going to look kind of fancy while you're doing it. And let's face it, umbrellas they're a comedic prop. There's a lot of funny things. You can twirl them. It's always, if you ever see someone in the wind and it like reverses and blows the other way, you're like, what an idiot. That's hilarious, right? There's a lot of fun stuff you can do with that. You get hit by lightning sometimes, right? Sometimes they blow away and you got to chase them. Did you have any idea we're going to have so much umbrella humor in this alley today? The other thing, if you're wondering, how do you turn a plain old alley into a comedy alley? It is also, you just buy yourself one of these I believe it's the official instrument of comedy. Any guesses what I have in my pocket right now? It's right here. So it's not too big. It's not a trombone. It's not a tuba.
Harmonica.
It's not a harmonica. A clicker. You think, Ray, a clicker is the funniest instrument? An old clickety click. Okay, all right.
The funniest.
I'm asking for the official instrument of comedy. There's boom, ding 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 ding. Woo, woo, woo. Seriously, you just won a prize for that. You won a prize. We were going to raffle it off earlier. I was going to turn this into a casino alley here. I still might do this later, but just because you guessed that, I am going to give you a prize. You want to know what you're going to win?
What?
Not this dice. I know you're staring at it. Be like, I would love, if you really want this more than the prize, we'll turn this into, let's make a deal. Maybe I'll offer you a prize. We'll start with just a red paperclip and see if you can turn it in the house. You ever heard about that guy? There was a guy online that had a paperclip and he just starts trading it up until he had a mansion. That's amazing. We'll start with this. The real prize in my head, I was going to raffle this off. We still might do this because right now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but you guarantee win a prize. I want to be, in my head, I want to be a game show host mainly. That's my main thing. And I just want to do this like, pick a number. Boop, boop,
3.
boop, 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 boop. Ding, 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 ding. She did it, everyone. How did you guess? What are the odds? Well, seriously, what are the odds she would guess 3? What are the odds? What are the odds? I feel like they're 1 out of 6, but the deck was stacked in your favor. You're going to win. What's your name? Katie, you have just won a game-used Laughing Vikings t-shirt. It's got my pheromones on it. You're getting this one at the end of the night. Sick. He's like, all right, cool. I'll wear it and smell like him. Oh, yeah. No, we're going to give you a fresh one for real. This one's mine. It is a little musky, but I'll give you a brand new one. But I do believe we are sold out of all the traditional sizes that you might want. So we're going to give you a double XL, which is perfect for him and perfect for you for bedtime or a dress. Yeah, Laughing Vikings dress. Next time you want to go somewhere real fancy, he can put on his trucker cap. And you can put on your Laughing Vikings t-shirt dress. So, wow, what a night. Did you have any idea that it was going to be this spectacular? Ken, we're getting to you. Look, I hooked Ken up with his own personal like kegger bucket right there. He was like, do you mind if I put my beers in the fridge? And I made a fridge for him. Where are you from, Ken? It's Ken, right? It is Ken. You're from Toronto? And what has brought you into this alley tonight? Just going out for a beer. I got him. He said he was just going for a beer. I was just casting. I was trolling for wanderers without a place to go. Right? Yeah. This is actually a captain's hat. Well, yeah, fishing hat. Yeah, captain's. It is a hat. Yeah. So I forget I'm wearing it sometimes, is what happens. And I realize that people are looking at me oddly for other reasons than they would normally. And then I'm like, oh, I'm wearing this hat. So I got you, right? Just what a ragtag bunch of misfits. I'm going to guarantee you something, Ken, tonight. And I'm going to guarantee this to all of you, comedians included. I'm going to just put it out there. And I can say this with confidence because I'm fucking sure of it. I'm goddamn sure of it. I look all of you in the eyes. Boom. Boom, 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 on your children, on your children's children, on all of your ancestors. All of your ancestors, I'm going to put it out there right now. This is going to be one of the top 7 nights you've ever had in an alley. Top 7 nights. You know what? I'm going to say this. You know what? Just because of that response right there, because you were so into that, I'm like, no, this is going to be beyond top 7 tonight. This is going to be the best goddamn night you've ever had in an alley. Whoa, appropriate reaction. Whoa. Every week we've got the top stand-up comedians in the country, people we've seen doing Just for Laughs, JFL 42. They've done the Winnipeg Festival. They did the Halifax Festival. They did the Moncton Festival. They did the Sudbury Festival. They did the Sault Ste. Marie Festival. They did the Moose Jaw Festival. They did the Name a Shitty Town in Canada, and somebody on this show has been there on purpose. Name a city right now.
Kenora.
Kenora. You guys done a show in Kenora? Fucking right, for sure. For sure, you've done a show in Kenora. On the way to Winnipeg, you were like, how do I make a trip to Winnipeg less likely to result in suicide? And your answer was, I'm going to stop in Kenora for a night and do a one-nighter in a bar to a bunch of Kenorans. But you can bet it wasn't an alley. I don't know if they do. I don't think they do stand-up in alleys in Kenora. No. You're going to have a hell of a night tonight. I'm going to be up, back and forth, up and down is what I'm trying to say. I'm the host, the MC, the master of ceremonies. You want to talk to me, you got questions, you got beef, or if you're a vegan, you got soy with me. You know what, I got soy with you. You can deal with that. But when the comics are on, generally it's usually not like a question and answer period, but some of them just might want to talk to you. So don't think, I don't want to scare you, because they might be like, fuck, I don't want to work in material. I just want to talk to weirdos in an alley like you did, Lars. They might do that as well. So it's very loosey-goosey. We're just in an alley. But I do got to let you know that we have some sponsors. We got to pay some bills with some sponsors tonight. So please give it up to Morgan from Morgan's Mortgages and Smorgasbord for sponsoring the show tonight. Morgan from Morgan's Mortgages and Smorgasbord. I've been asked to do the live commercials for Morgan. We got to sell some mortgages and Smorgasbord. So here's the commercial. I'll be playing the role of Morgan. Hi, I'm Morgan from Morgan's Mortgages and Smorgasbord. That's right, Morgan from Morgan's Mortgages and Smorgasbord. The Mortgages and Smorgasbord guy. That's right, the Mortgages and Smorgasbord guy. You heard me, the Mortgages and Smorgasbord guy. One more time, the Mortgages and Smorgasbord guy. Why waste time going to 3 stores for all your Mortgages and Smorgasbord needs when you can come on down to Morgan's Mortgages and Smorgasbord and take care of all your Mortgages and Smorgasbord business in one spot? So the next time you need to renew your mortgage, store a loved one, or eat a hearty meal, come down to Morgan's. When you need a mortgage or a smorgasbord. Boop. Morgan, tell me that's not the best jingle you've ever heard for a mortgage and smorgasbord place. Right? Yeah, he's just starting out. He's got a strip mall location out in Scarborough, deep Scarberia. We should also give it up to Bob from Bob's Bidets. And you'll notice if you go into the Laughing Vikings bathroom, we're pretty high class. We're like, how are we going to turn an alley into a classy alley? And if you're wondering at home, the other way to do that is to install a bidet into the alley. But it's brought to you by Bob from Bob's Bidets. Has anyone purchased a bidet from Bob?
Not yet.
No? Does anyone in the alley own a bidet? Are you telling me that I have an alley full of people and none of the people in this alley own a bidet? This alley is full of bidetless people? Wow. Okay. Bob, we are in for a treat. There is some fresh market right here. Shout out to the people on the live stream too. We are live streaming this usually to Facebook and YouTube. And you can also hit us up at Laughing Vikings on Instagram. Maybe that's how you got here tonight. But to sell some bidets here, I'm just gonna see if I can sell you a bidet with the jingle only. Just the jingle. This is how confident. You remember how confident I was about how this is gonna be the top 7 and then the top 1 nights you've ever had in an alley? I'm more confident that I can sell you a bidet. If you don't want a bidet, if you're like, I'm fine with my dirty butt, I like the Klingons, I'm not looking to improve my hygiene at all, then I'm not gonna try and convince you. But use it, but just be careful on the power. You gotta can't start too strong with bidet. It can be unsettling. Yeah, it might turn into a colonic. But here's I'm gonna sell you a bidet right now with a jingle only. This is the jingle that I wrote for Bob, for Bob's Bidets. Come on down to Bob's Bidets, 'cause with the bidet you're always rim job ready. Bob's Bidets. You buying one?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to have a bid off. Later on, we're going to have a bid off. The commercial continues, though. Hi, I'm Bob, 4th generation owner of Bob's Bidets. That's right, folks. People have been trusting us to keep their bungholes clean for over 100 years. And you know why? I said, you know why? These are very interactive live alley commercials, ladies and gentlemen. I said, you know why?
Why?
I said, you know why?
Why?
Whoa, white people, don't scream too loud. Too loud. We got to be quiet a little bit. Come on here. We don't want angry white people. There's a bad time for angry white people. You know why? No, you can yell as much as I'm holding a microphone right now, guys. If you can hear my voice, what's up, Broadview? Hey, Broadview. Hey. Hit us up on Laughing Vikings. And you know why? Back to the commercial. We got to sell these bidets. And you know why?
Why?
It's because down here, Bob's, you just aren't any shitty arse. You're our shitty arse. That's right, folks. When you use bidet from Bob's, we guarantee goddamn to you that butthole will be fit to eat off of. That's right. With the Bob's Bidet's clean bum guarantee, if pooper paper's ever sticking, come on down and we'll do some licking. Bob's Bidets. We're moving some bidets. If you thought you were going to come to an alley and not buy a bidet tonight, you, my friend, were incorrect. Who wants one? Who needs one? Who's buying? Who's selling? I have a little bucket. When you walk in, it's have a bidet, leave a bidet. Need a bidet, take a bidet. You know, like the little penny things, yeah? You guys know what I'm talking about. One time I did a show in Gravenhurst because, Gravenhurst. It's like Vegas, New York, LA, and then you gotta circle back to Gravenhurst. You guys know where Gravenhurst is?
Yeah.
Right. You said that way too fucking enthusiastically. You're like, yep, and I love it. Have you been to the Jug City in Gravenhurst? Because I did a show inside of Jug City, and you're looking at me like, Jug City, I like the sound of that. Sounds like one hell of a booby bar up in Gravenhurst. Can I say booby? I think a guy just got canceled from Jeopardy for saying booby in a tweet. I might have just been canceled by saying booby. But I was saying it to a man, so I think that counts. So Jug City is a gas station, and inside the gas station, there's a comedy club called Deb's Comedy Den, and she's a wacky blonde lady. I'm kind of the man version of her. I'm the new Deb in town here. But I did a show in Gravenhurst, and in the front row, after I was trying to sell bidets to people, it was much like this. It was a father and a daughter, and I asked, "Does anyone in the room own a bidet?" And the father shook his head no, and the daughter shook her head yes. And then they had a little argument about whether or not they had a bidet, and you playing the daughter was trying to convince your dad that you guys did in fact own a bidet. And so right in the middle of my show, this bidet debate breaks out. All of a sudden they're debating bidets, and I'm like, I'm supposed to be doing a comedy show in a gas station right now, and these two people are having a bidet debate. And it was just back and forth having a bidet debate, and I'd never seen a bidet debate before. Right? And it was just all of a sudden, it was like bidet debate. They're debating bidets, and I'm like, what is going on with my life? They keep debating bidets, and I'm trying to do a stand-up show in a gas station. This is really weird. And then all of a sudden, it was just like bidet debate, bidet debate, bidet debate. You either know what's going on right now and you're fucking loving it, or you're clueless and you're like, what is happening? How did I wander into this alley? And what is Lars debating bidets for? Right? Who's wondering that right now? Make some noise. Anybody? All right, you guys with me? Ken's wondering. I'll explain it later, Ken. I'll explain it later. But trust me, you guys made the right decision to be here tonight. You ready to kick this show off? For realsies, this is just all preamble. This is just ground rules. By the way, when you're inside, throw your masks on, sanitize, do all those things. No villains allowed. All of the comedians you're going to see tonight, they've done everything you could possibly do in Canada except leave Canada. That's literally where they're at right now. But tonight, if we blow it up here, maybe we can be like, you know what? Fuck LA, fuck New York, fuck the UK. I'm going to stay and do alley shows in Toronto for the rest of my fucking career because nobody beats an alley audience. Am I right, alley audience? Woo! All right, ladies and gentlemen, your first guest. He's done it all. Please give it up for Chris Locke, everybody. Chris Locke. Yo, DJ, hit the music. Yo, DJ, hit the music. Yo, DJ, hit the music. Yo, DJ, Chris Locke, everybody. There it is. You got that. One more time for Chris Locke, everybody.
Hi guys, how you doing? Nice to see you. Very nice to see you. Shit, you know what I mean? Anyways, we'll find it. I had hair once. Whatever, it's all right. We'll find it again. It'll come back, right? It's like a snake's tail. It'll grow back. Oh shit. What? Anyways, you guys are great. This is good. Nice to be here. You guys know this guy, Tony? Anyways, Tony's good. You got your own bucket of beers there, eh? Oh fuck, that's a good idea. How many did you bring? 6. Are you gonna do them all? Depends on how good we are?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You might save some and just throw the full cans at our heads. That'd be all right. I wouldn't mind that after everything we've been through. Just a good can to the noggin. Just a classic hurt instead of like a nice whack. You need to. After the pandemic, I would like just a nice whack to the head for sure. Yeah, they shouldn't have a fourth lockdown. They should just send MPs around with frying pans and just bonk us on the head and be like, I don't know, does that make you feel better? I don't ever want to go back inside. I want to take my clothes off and live outside, just give the finger to all politicians and diseases and whatever the fuck. I want to be free like a naked hobo in the bush. I'm just ripping here, but we'll get to something. But also, don't you guys agree? Like, let's just start a cult tonight and never go back. We'll be fine. Yeah, I mean, I'm a skinny dipper. I like skinny dipping. But I go up north, don't worry, I don't do it in front of your face. But my wife and I went skinny dipping last year, like before the pandemic at Bruce Peninsula. It was the best. Nothing beats it, right? We go up there and it's perfect. Like we went at dusk, you know, from far east to the west. No one's around. It's like perfect. Felt like the beginning of time. No government, you know. And then you just dip in the lake and you're freezing and your dick looks like shit and it shrivels into your body and ancient turtles are down below looking up like, hey, my head does that, you know. And it breaks your mind though, right? You don't know why you have to go, like, the freedom, right? Like, why do I have to wear clothes? Why do I have to go back to the city and obey rules and laws? And it makes me just want to be all butt naked and get out of Lake Ontario, like dripping, sopping wet, and walk right into City Hall and be like, I'm not voting for anybody. That's as political as I get. It's a bit, yeah. Whatever. Like this guy fucking hell, eh? Anyways. See, I would lose weight if I was a nude man living in a bush. Because then what would I eat? Like, I'd be like, hey, give me a granola bar. And no one would give it to me. I'd probably lose weight. My weight loss program is to just get naked, dirty, and live in a bush. Holy shit. That's better than the Noom app. Right? What the hell are we doing with the Noom app? Just get naked and act fucking crazy, and you'll never get food again. You guys are great, because I'm really starting. This is the beginning. I should record this. This is my manifesto. This is great. I'm literally going to be crazy, and I'm going to write a manifesto butt naked in the bushes. I have a wife and daughters. I don't know what they will do. They'll be fine. I'll tell them before I go, I guess. I'll take some bananas before I go. Yeah. What the hell? The thing is I like the privilege of being a civilized human being, right? Sausage rolls. Can I get sausage rolls if I live butt naked in the bush? I don't know. There's this place in the Junction near where we live that makes the best sausage rolls. I love them. It's called Mabel's Porky Pigs Oink Oink Bakery. I don't know what it's called. But I got a sausage roll there the other day. They're the best. I'm a huge sausage roll guy. And I go home and eat it, and it's delicious. But now I want more. But I'm embarrassed. I don't want to go back again and, you know what I mean, and embarrass myself and ask for more. So what I do is I put on a disguise. I wear a huge fedora, big shades, and I put on an accent when I go. I go, yeah, I'd like some more. Just some sausage rolls. And they go, hey, were you just in here? And I go, no, that was another guy. And then they go, oh, yeah, well, the other guy wasn't wearing that hat, wasn't wearing those shades. But he was wearing that same Tommy Bahama bathing suit with pineapples all over it. And then I panicked and I didn't know what to say. And I go, I'm my dad. All right. That's just a classic ripper, eh, guys? Yeah, I like you. What do you do for a living, sir? You don't want to go nuts with me? Yeah.
Sure.
Could you leave your job, or are you retired, or where are you with your job?
No, I'm a writer.
A writer?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's brilliant. I assume. It's probably crap. It's probably just boobies, bum bum, boobies, bum bum all day.
Yeah, that's about right.
Oh really? I get paid to write some real dirty shit. It's like $5 a book. What do you write? I just make myself laugh sometimes.
Screenplays.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Anyone we know?
I've written a couple of short films, and I've got a couple of ones that are in pre-production.
Nice. Congratulations. I'm an actor too, so
Oh, yeah.
if you need a crazy bald man with a mustache that shows up and pinches everyone's butt, I do that. I am an actor, so that's very nice. Good. Congratulations. And did you start that all your life, or did you start it as a later, like, I'm going to focus on what I love now? If you don't mind me
That's
asking.
okay. I was an actor first, then I started getting it.
Yeah, see, because then also in Canada, as an actor, you're like, fuck it, I have to make my own shit.
Yes.
Yeah, that is what happens. You guys don't. What do you guys do?
I'm an artist.
Oh, okay, so it's a real artsy crowd. Nice. That's why there's only 5 of us. People with jobs are like, let's party. The artists are hanging out. And you too?
Cinematographer.
Cinematographer. What the hell? Oh, that's great. Oh, and we're like, yeah, Lars runs a casting thing.
There you go.
Why don't we just make a movie tonight, guys? And you too?
Yeah.
Yeah? What do you do?
I'm not
An actor?
having
Do you come to Laughing Viking for auditions?
no, not
Oh,
yet.
they do self-tape auditions if you need to do it. They're really good. I'm not even telling jokes now. I'm just selling Lars's company.
Lars and I share a agent.
Pardon?
Lars and I share
An agent. Okay, who is it? Do I know?
Bella Grady.
Hmm?
Bella Grady.
Yeah, not. You gotta move on. I think. No, I'm just joking. I don't know. Are you an artist, sir? A what? A musician. This place is
That's
like
why it's fun.
just begging to be a weird cult. What's that? That's good though. Keeps you honest. And Herzog said you can't like write a movie if you don't live a life to tell the story. You know. There you go. So you can write a song about dropping a brick on your foot and how much it sucks and how much you can't wait for lunchtime. This next song's about I can't wait for lunch. That's just how I'm projecting me working in bricks. Like, I'm hungry. Do we get sausage rolls? Anyways, that's good. That's very good. Honest job. Very nice. I'm a ding-dong comedian. I've been doing this for a long time. I don't know what's next for me. What got me into comedy? Being a bad boy, literally. Like, I dropped out of university, got naked, I lived in a bush, and then for 50 years. No. Yeah, I've just always been a bad boy, and then this is great. I'm just learning. Like, we're just getting to know each other. That's it. I have jokes, as you saw, but this is nice. I haven't done stand-up in over a week, and so I forgot my notebook, so this is great. But yeah, do you really want to know? That's it. I've always loved comedy, and I was a bad student, and I would get high and drunk with my friends, and riffing and making silly comedy was like my favorite thing all my life. And I was like, can I find a way to do this as a living? And then I did. Thank you. So just teeing it up for Dave. It's a little autobiography. They like the autobiographical shit up here. It's good. I do have a set list. I can dive back into it. The skinny dipping thing and sausage rolls was a real joke, guys.
I tried to write some jokes and I was like, man, this is fucking hard. But
It is hard. Tell me one of your jokes. What was it?
I don't have.
The first joke I ever wrote was like, when I was like 20, it was like, it was a pun on hair conditioner and air conditioner. And so don't worry, it's a hard road for sure. Like my joke was like, my hair felt great after the hair conditioner. Oh, it's fucking stupid. It takes a long time. It's nice doing this show though. I haven't been here before, and this is really a cool spot. I was doing this other show recently though. Should have seen it. It was sick. But the thing is after the show, then I was hungry. I wanted a snack, right? And so I go to 7-Eleven, and you guys know 7-Eleven has everything now, right? So I go in and I take a shower, and then when I'm done, I put the soap back up by the meatballs, you know. But then my snack was a little bag of cheesies. That's what I wanted for a snack, right? And so then I go outside. I'm eating these cheesies, waiting for the subway or the streetcar, I mean, and then all of a sudden a huge torrential downpour happens, and now I'm just this lone loser eating sopping wet cheese crust off my fingers in the rain, and the cops drive slowly by me, staring at me like, this is who we protect. Yeah, that's kind of what my jokes are like. Shit, you know what, guys? I was at a cottage this week. I gotta tell you about this. I got banned from Airbnb though. Have you ever? What the hell? Have you guys been? I got banned from Airbnb, and I don't know what the hell happened, right? So what the hell? So I call up my last host, and I go, "Hey, what the hell happened? I got banned from Airbnb. Do you know anything about that? You know?" And she goes like this. You never said hi to Joseph. I'm like, what? You know, who's Joseph? You know? And she's like, exactly. You never said hi to Joseph. I'm like, what? Anyways, it's like that. Hang on. But when I was thinking about it, you know, I was thinking back, like my last Airbnb. What happened? I can't even. But anyways, I remember there was this one time I was walking out to go party at night, and I was leaving the Airbnb, and I had a huge handful of mixed nuts, you know, and I'm eating them as a snack on the way out. And one of them drops on the floor is a hazelnut, and there was this weird like guy in the shadows in the living room, like in a chair. I couldn't see him; he's in the corner. I could just see his feet in the chair, and that's it. The rest of him was hidden in the shadows. And he goes, "Was that a cashew?" And I go, "No, it was a hazelnut." He goes, "Ah, nice. You're lucky it wasn't a cashew," you know. Anyways, was that Joseph? I don't know. Maybe that was Joseph. All right. If you guys laughed at that, you guys are cool. Because that's a weird one. I did mention I have two daughters. I don't know where they are. They'll be fine. The thing is we'll find them. But they're good. You know, their names are Nugget and Pum Pum. And they're very cute. And people always say they're beautiful, which is a nice compliment, you know, and I go, thank you. And they go, you're lucky. They look like your wife. And I'm like, ow, fuck you, you know, like that hurts. But what the hell do they think, right? You know, like what do they think? If they look like me, they just look like little hobgoblins gnawing on my feet. You know, like, oh, get these half pig, half human babies off of me. They look like their dad, you know. But here's the thing that makes me mad about those people. Like, they do look like me, just not right now. You know what I mean? Like, I know my daughters don't look like a 40-year-old bald man with a mustache. But if you shave me and put me in baby clothes, then we'll see what's up. Then you'll be like, there she is. Yeah. But I'm never having kids again. Don't worry. I got a vasectomy. Have you guys got a vasectomy? Oh, you got to get it, dude. Get it before you. Oh, man, it rules. If you don't know what a vasectomy is it's you go to the hospital and they cut off your dick and just give it to a dog. No, I'm just joking. What they do is they open the sack and then they fill it with Gatorade. After our second child, my wife said, get a vasectomy. And I was like, why? And she was like, shut up. And so I went and got a vasectomy at the women's hospital in Toronto, you know, fitting, right? The women's hospital. And it was funny because when I was in the room getting the operation, there was a huge line of women going all the way down the hall. They were just waiting, like, I'll do it. And they were holding hammers and screwdrivers, you know. And it's really humiliating. You go in and they get you to take all your clothes off, and it's freezing. Your dick looks like shit. And but it's okay. They give you a warm T-shirt to wear, which has like Garfield on it, you know. Then they get you high and give you a Halloween bag of Doritos, and they lie you down on like a cold slab, like you're just a measly mutt at the vet, and that's it, right? And you're there all exposed, and it's humiliating. And there was a female nurse there, which was embarrassing for me, you know. And she, the whole time, she was just pointing at my dick, going, "That dick looks like shit," you know, and taking selfies of her, giving it the finger, you know. And that's all she did, as far as I could tell. I just realized there's someone's kitchen here. 2 hot dogs, please. Just mustard. All right. But yeah, the doctor was really nice. The doctor was nice. He goes like this. He pat me really hard on the chest. And he goes like this. Easy, boy, easy. You know? And then he kissed the tip of my dick for good luck. And then he just ripped into the sack like it was a tag off a new shirt. Just, and that was it. And then he dug in and it hurt. And I was like, ow. And then I closed my eyes to try and, you know, think of a nice place, like fantasy place, go away to a nice place. And all I could picture when I closed my eyes was a beautiful Hawaiian tropical island, you know. But on the island was a huge fat pig getting a vasectomy. Then I started laughing out loud, like, ha, 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 ha. And then the doctor stops and goes like this. It's not funny. I went to school forever. It's not funny. And then the nurse's stomach started grumbling. I was like, are you fucking hungry right now? I got a tuna sandwich in my raincoat. You can have that. Anyways, the point of that story is I have condoms if you guys want them. Hot dogs! Who is there?
It's vacant.
It's vacant? Yikes! Then a ghost is making me hot dogs! That would be so scary if you saw like the Exorcist ghost face in the window. I think that all the time. I'm 43 and I still think, yikes, a ghost might see me changing. It's really, I gotta grow up. How we doing? We good? Yeah? How you guys doing?
Right?
Do you like snack depoos? Do you like chips? Yeah? You're healthy? Alright. I like chips. This is where it's not sausage rolls, but also chips is where this thing comes from. I'm addicted to them. They're like my heroin, you know? You understand? They're like heroin to me, my chips. I said that to a heroin addict recently. I was like, chips are my heroin, you understand? And he goes like this. Yeah. And then we went to an old abandoned house and he did heroin and I did chips. And then we started the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And he was doing that and I was like, Anthony, give it away now. But yeah, I think chip flavors, like, don't you miss like classic flavors of chips? Remember, they've gotten too out of hand now. The chip flavors now, I miss classic flavors like salt. You know what I mean? Now they're huge, elaborate meals. That's the flavor. Because you know what? I think it's the government makes chips. And they want to keep us docile and complacent by making happy chip memory flavors. So like, you know, when you see a flavor in the store now, it'll be like roast chicken and broiled carrots, and then you'll be like, oh yeah, that's the meal Amanda and I ate when we painted the kitchen. I'll get those. And then you take them home and you wolf the whole bag down, but there's no Amanda anymore, you fucking loser, right? You got tricked by chips. So I'm creative too, like you guys. That's what it is. But the chip flavors have gotten too crazy now. They have to like paint pictures of the meal on the bag, so you're like, okay, right? You know, like they got this new flavor now called Rib Fest 89. Have you seen that one? And then you look at the bag and you're like, huh? And then there's a guy barbecuing on it, and he's like, remember? And you're like, what? And you look closely, he's like, we made out in the bushes. And I'm like, what? I don't know what this fucking chip bag's talking about. They got this flavor now called pork cart. Have you seen that one? And what it is on the bag, you can tell it's got a wooden cart, and then in the cart is pork overflowing onto a muddy road that leads to the king's castle. And then when you eat them, you're like, this does taste like pork that the king has allotted us on this special day. All hail the king! They got this flavor now. Have you seen this one? It's called some corn. That's it. And then when you eat it, you're like, this does taste like just some corn. All right. We're ripping it up. Ghost! I swear a light went on in there. Oh, there's a woman in a negligee, but she doesn't have feet. I'm into feet. I don't like that ghost shit. Get some feet. You know what I'm saying? Get some feet, ghost, then we'll talk. What the fuck was I talking about? Whatever. What do you guys want? Oh, I did this all through the pandemic, but I do this all the time anyways. Every night, even tonight, I go home and I watch all these violent shows on TV. You guys like the violent TV shows? I love them. I don't know, and I'm not psycho. I don't make them. They make them. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like violence in real life. You know, when I see violence in real life, you know, I go, ew, and I drop my ice cream. You know, I don't like it. But I go home every night, get cozy on the couch, and eat a big bag of chips and watch shows where men shoot each other in the head and then go, see, you should have listened to me, or whatever they say. Like every night I'm on the couch eating chips, like, and then the TV's like, and I'm like, nice. You know what I mean? Like the other night I was watching this show and a character on it is like, please, Punisher, spare me. And I'm like, no, don't spare him, you know? And then the Punisher's like, and I'm like, and then I jack off, and then the moon goes, good night, Chris. That's a great joke to tell to 5 people. I did that joke at the Royal Albert Hall in the UK, and the Queen threw one of the royal babies up on stage for me to eat, I guess. That was nice. But this is good too. No, you know what this is? I gotta cut this out because I'm a dad now. I gotta cut this out. You know what it is? It's chicken wings at midnight. That's what this is. Every midnight I eat chicken wings, just standing in my living room in my Tommy Bahamas bathing suit, bending over, getting chicken wings off the coffee table, eating them, and then saluting the CN Tower. I gotta cut it out for 2 reasons. One, because I'm a dad now, so I gotta be healthy. I want to live long enough to see my daughters grow up to learn how to fly spaceships so they can get me the fuck out of here. And 2, I got to lose weight because sometimes they still come into the living room at midnight and I look like the worst Santa Claus. You know, they come in and they're like, Santa, and I'm like, go back to bed, you know, get Santa some wet naps for his fingies. I don't want to ruin Santa for them, you know. And so now what I do, I don't ruin Santa. I started this. I created a new character. Okay, and what it is I got this old Halloween mask that's a skull, and so I invented this guy called Captain Skull. And I told my daughters, now listen, every night around midnight, Captain Skull bounds from rooftop to rooftop, and he comes in collecting chicken wing bones from all the plates of the dads. So stay in bed, you know. But they still aren't afraid, and I still haven't stopped eating chicken wings. So sometimes they'll come in at midnight, and then I put the mask on quick, and they go, Captain Bones, and I go, busted. And then I collect the chicken wing bones, and I go out onto our balcony and just slowly scale down the wall. Because I don't want to ruin Captain Bones for them, you know what I mean? Then when I get to the ground, I stash the mask in a bush, then go back up the elevator, come in the living room and go, hey, what are you guys still doing up? I was at a strip club. I'm not Captain Bones. All right. That's great. How are we doing, Lars?
Great.
Wrap it up?
I mean, I think we could all listen to you all night long.
Well, are we waiting for more comics?
Yeah, no, keep going. Keep having fun.
Keep going?
Yeah, you're great.
Dave, you okay?
Yeah. You're good.
I don't know how much left I got in me. I played softball today. I went for a run. And as you can tell, what?
Tell us about softball.
I caught 2 line drives, 1 pop fly, scored 2 runs. It's a very easy league. Yeah. But now I'm really sore. I've got a dad's body. I forgot about that because my brain is playing like a kid. Like, you know what I mean? You still go and play all these sports like a kid, and then your body's like, I'm broken. But I'm going to eat chips and watch something violent when I go home, so that'll cheer me up. How are you guys doing? Where are you guys from? Huh?
We live here. Yeah.
Okay. All the time? Since the beginning of time?
No, I grew up in Richard Stouffville.
In where?
Richard Stouffville.
Richard?
Which church Stouffville?
That sounds so scary. You grew up in a place called Witch Church?
Yeah.
So what was it named after? Like a church where just witches hung out being like, y'all are fucked.
I think so.
Oh, sick. Was it in like Massachusetts or something?
No, it's like by Newmarket.
So it is in Stouffville?
It's
Is it Stouffville or is it different Stouffville?
Yeah.
Have you ever been to that place outside of Stouffville where it's like an abandoned town? They were going to build an airport there.
What's it called?
I don't know which house. Which neighborhood.
I want to go.
But why the fuck witch church? Do you think there were witches in Ontario and they studied Wiccan stuff there or something?
I think there was like a historical like church that was named that. That was what I heard.
For
I don't
witches.
really know. Yeah, a witch church.
Is it like it's not WHICH church?
Somebody
No,
told me
it's
that in
rich.
grade 7. That's when I lived there.
It's just a town full of churches, and it's actually which church we go to?
No.
Everybody misses the wedding all the time. Fuck, man. You know, it's like the Mrs. Robinson thing. That's so cool. I would love to be from a place called like Witch Church or a Ghost Barn or a Demon Convenience Store. Hell. A town just called Hell. You're like, I don't know why it's called Hell. Everyone's pretty nice, actually. And where are you from, sir?
Thunder Bay.
Thunder Bay.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
I have two friends that are from Thunder Bay. We were in a punk band together in high school. Bill and John Murray. And John Murray opened up a fancy restaurant there. Do you know him?
What restaurant?
I don't.
Foundry.
Maybe, yeah.
Yes. I know of him.
Okay.
Yes,
That's
yeah.
my old punk band mate.
Sweet. Awesome.
He always says that I could go and do a comedy show there. Is there space to do a comedy show, or would I just be talking to people eating oysters or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
But go.
Tell me to double check for real. I don't know. I really want to like. You think it's the Foundry?
Yes.
And are you guys from Toronto, born and raised? On the playground is where you spend most of your days?
That's right.
Okay, let me see. Oh no, it's Red Lion Smokehouse.
Oh, that place great too.
Is it
There is space there.
to perform?
Yes. Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
I've never been to Thunder Bay.
You can check it out.
Is it good? He created that. He went to like the UK to. Oh my god, this is not funny anymore. This guy's gonna throw his beers away. Okay, well that's nice. I think I should wrap it up at this point. It's been really nice talking to you guys though, and you have a great show. Some other comedians are on their way, and your next act was great. So thanks for having me, and enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you very much.
Chris Locke, everyone. Chris Locke is one of those people that, in my opinion, is just he can't not be funny. He's just funny at rest. And fun fact, I'm gonna just out these people here. Remember how you got here tonight?
Yeah, we're a fan of yours.
They saw it on Twitter. I'm never on Twitter. Whose Twitter do you see? So Twitter works. Canadian comedians just keep tweeting. Tweet at people to come to the alley, right? It's all working out. Yeah, he's every once in a while he has to come in and he's auditioning for a really serious role, and it's hard as fuck. I'm the guy behind the camera having to read the other person's lines, and I'm like giggling and cracking up because he's what you just saw at rest. And so it'll be like some intense, like he'll be like a sheriff or something, or just like a lead investigator for like CSI, and I'm a suspect. And Chris Locke comes up to me and looks at me and he's like, "You know what you did." But it's not supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be deadly serious, right? Right? It's the hardest thing in the world. I don't think you should. Just be exactly who you are. Please, I should let you guys stick around because Chris is going to be performing at the wet t-shirt contest later on tonight. We're going to do a wet t-shirt contest. He's going to be the... Ken, that got you? Out of all that? All I had to say was wet t-shirt contest. I'll be in it as well. Also, too, I know that you were offering up questions and things. I am accepting business ideas for the alley here, so I'll throw out a couple. I'm thinking retractable dome up here. I'm thinking second and third deck. You're nodding your head like fucking right, Lars. I'm fully on board with this. Are you some kind of contractor, or do you? No, okay. So retractable dome, and I think maybe a little more space here. But watch this, guys. Here. Is it working? Is it working? You got a little more elbow rip. Oh. You might actually recognize this alley as the location from the first Star Wars in the detention center when they were stuck in the trash compactor. 3PO! Shut up! All the compactors to the detention level. 3PO! You guys, they actually shot that right here. A lot fun. Little known fact. Fun fact. Laughing Vikings was one of the original spin-offs of Spielberg's company, Light Magic or whatever, Industrial Light and Magic. Yeah, we're Industrial Alley and Magic right here. 3PO! See, I can, right? I believe it or not, I can go right across. If I really commit, I can go right across and just suspend myself in some weird Superman We'll do it later, guys. We'll do it later. All right, you guys ready for your next guest? Here's the thing. Tonight, you guys could have paid $100. At some point in your lives, you're gonna end up paying $100 to see Chris Locke, and you're gonna remember that you saw him as one of 4 people, and all 4 of those people you could have paid $100 for. So this is like a $400 show. You're getting an alley up. You were asking him like career advice. How did you get started? I'm thinking about doing it. What do you think I should do? You want to take me on the road? We were all gonna be friends. Brian and Ray are gonna cast us all in movies. You guys are in a movie, by the way. He's producing one right now. They're scouting. Yeah, he's like, join us in Sault Ste. Marie. They might be shooting in Thunder Bay. We'll all go up there and we'll shoot it in Thunder Bay. Chris Locke's going to be the sheriff, guys. So your next comedian here is originally from Halifax, which guarantees as an East Coaster, he's the nicest guy in this room. Also one of the funniest. He's done all of the festivals, everything you can do in Canada. Please give it up for Dave Burke, everyone. Dave Burke. Dave Burke. Yo, DJ. Yo, I don't know what we're doing. Yo, DJ. Yo, DJ.
Hey, whoa. Give it up for Lars, everybody, for putting it together. Hey. And for Chris Locke, hey, huh? My goodness. So you guys saw that Chris was here on Twitter? That's awesome. That's great. Oh, man. Who's the actor? One of you is an actor? Someone is? You? Back there, this guy? Oh, okay, cool, nice. I've been doing voiceover acting. I should say voiceover auditions. I have not booked anything, and it's been 3 years of. I'm about to quit. I think Monday I'm writing the email that I'm done. I've just been so many. I stink at it. I think is the thing. Like people were originally like, "Dave, you have a good voice. You should do voiceover acting. You've got a unique voice, but like you need to be able to also act too. You can't just like." I thought it was like you read a, like I went to some audition in person once, and the script was like, "Hey, want to split a Corona?" And I think I nailed that, right? Like we can just tape that. That's good. But no, this guy wanted like variation. He was like, "Yeah, that was good. Can you do one like it's a secret? Like, hey, want to split a Corona?" And I was like, "Sure." And I was like, "Hey, want to split a Corona?" Like the exact same way. And then he hit like they talked for a bit behind the booth, and I couldn't tell what they were saying. And he hit the button. He was like, "We got it. We're good." And I was like, "Oh man, that was a good conversation before the button for sure." But yeah, the worst was I did an audition for this CBC gem thing called Tony Baloney, and it was like I think it went like 1 season. It was like a cartoon about a talking bologna sandwich. But I actually like got it. I was like, this is the one for like this is where I'm gonna break through. Like Tony Baloney, like I nailed the audition. I thought, and I called my mom. Like that's where I was like, "Mom, this is why I moved to Toronto. You know, twists and turns in life, but I'm gonna be Tony Baloney. This is it." And did not get it. Of course, another comedian in Toronto got it. And now I see him splashing around with his Tony Baloney money. It makes me sick, you know. It's just awful. I don't have the right temperament for show business at all. But, you know, it's good to be out again doing shows, which, you know, usually is a lie when I say that, but I still mean it right now. Like, it still is good to be out. It's good to be here. But I think I'll mean that for like another week, and then it'll wear off, and I'll be just burned out again. But, you know, it's nice to be performing for people again. Out having drinks with people too is very nice. Like I was at the Rogers Center a couple weeks ago for a Jays game. That was my first like public drinking again. It was nice. I had my beer. My mask was around my chin. I was sitting down because like the beer creates a force field, you know, however that works. I trust the science. And then like some teenager that was working there came by and he was like, "Sir, you're good now, but just to let you know, when you finish your beer, you have to put your mask back on." And I was like, "No problem. I'm going to be nursing this for the whole night. This is my scam. I'm running on you guys." He came back 15 minutes later, was like, "Sir, are you drinking that?" And I was like, "Okay, is this like a house party or is this the Rogers Center? Right? Do I have to butt chug this to stay here or what?" And I did. I put it right up my ass. Yeah. Did anyone gain any weight during the last year and a half? I put on a good 30. I think people that work out at home like successfully have a separate room. Because I live in a 300 square foot apartment and it is hard to work out like when you're sitting on your bed in between sets. Like that doesn't feel athletic at all. Getting your blankie wet, you know, it's not working. I worked with a personal trainer before COVID too, and that helped a lot. I think I need that. I need someone to yell at me, be like, "Don't eat that," and I'm like, "Yes, sir." And like that's, I don't know, just I respond to that very, very much. You know, this trainer I worked with, he taught me a lot. Like he always said, well, first we started off, and he was like, "What's your fitness goal?" And I hadn't even thought of that. I was like, "To get her to text me back." to not relate to Weezer so much. He was like, no, that's not what I mean. Like, how much weight do you want to lose? But he always said you got to confuse your body for the best results. You ever heard that before? You got to keep your body confused. And I learned that's why Bruce Jenner was such a good athlete, right? Just super confused at Olympic levels of confusion. But yeah. It's tough. I don't know. I am back at the boxing gym. I've been going to a boxing gym now, which is like a bit different. People are more chill at the boxing gym, like the weightlifting gym. People are more macho and like. I remember the first week I was in the weightlifting gym. I was in the locker room. Some guy comes up and he's like, "What's up, Tiny?" I was like, "This is the last time I shower here. That is terrible." But I don't know. I'm counting the dog as an audience member too. So right now we've got, I think we just added 2 more. How's it going? Welcome to the show. Come on up. There's closer seats than that. You don't have to go full back court, you know. We're fine. There we go. Nice middle. Did you guys hear about Chris Locke? He's gone now. You missed him. He's still here. One more time for Chris, everybody. He gave me a beer tonight. That's great guy. Oh, man. I was just talking about, you know, how I gained a bit of weight during the pandemic. You guys are all cut up now. I've been eating a lot of McDonald's, too. From this McDonald's, it's like a 7-minute walk from my house. And I've been, like, Uber Eatsing the McDonald's. From the McDonald's to 7-minute walk from my house. And, like, the first time I ordered from this place, I was watching the GPS closely because I'm hungry and I'm ready for it now. And it's like John is walking your order. I was, like, walking to his car, right, or his bike or something. And I watched the GPS and he just walks. Like, there's Uber Eats walkers. Did you guys know about that? You're nodding. Like, are you an Uber Eats walker? You've done it? You've walked?
Yeah.
What did you expect the first time? I don't know what this walker expected me to look like when I first opened up the door, like an infirm person, like oh, thank you for bringing this. But it was just me. I was like, hello. And they're like, why did you pay $10 for me to walk this to you? Like, I don't understand. And so, anyways, when I see the walker now, it's like I'm looking for the cancel button. I don't want someone getting cardio bringing me a Big Mac. I feel terrible, you know. So now I do the contactless delivery, and mostly I mean eye contactless. Like, don't look at me, just drop it off. I don't want any kind of transaction with the person, you know. The worst is when they drop it off, they knock at the door, and like you open up the door, but they're still waiting for the elevator, so they get a flash. If you could just coming out of your apartment, grabbing the bag, and then back into your apartment like a goblin. Like, who's living here? What Middle Earth creature is here? But even worse than that is like if they're taking the picture to prove that they dropped off the bag, and you snap the door open as they hit like picture. So it's like this blurry just flash of like, is that Bigfoot? Like, who lived? Like, this is Sasquatch. We ordered a double Big Mac meal and a junior chicken, so good for him. I apologize for looking at my phone. It's unprofessional, but I've just smoked weed and jerked off for the last 1.5 years, so there's not a lot of brain cells kicking around for remembering stuff right now. I don't know. I mentioned the boxing gym. They let me spar for the first time. Like, they've just been letting me like jump rope for 2 years, and I've been like, hey, can I go in the ring? And they're like, you're not ready. But they let me go in last week, and I wasn't ready. They were right, and I don't know. I'm like afraid of it now. Like, I don't really want to spar. I got punched in the face like 20 times. And I was like, is this what this is? And they're like, yeah, this is it, man. This is what you've been jumping rope for. I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm a full man. I don't know. Like, I'm afraid of my oven plug. Like, I don't know if that, can anyone relate to that? It feels like there's way too many volts in that thing. Every time I have to clean back there, I'm afraid. I'm like treating it like some kind of tropical snake that I don't want to touch. It's really too much. Like, why is that plug so big? It's made of metal, too. It's daunting. I feel like I'm going to, just touch it, get zapped. Be like, what happened to Dave? Like, he pulled the plug. He is toast. And I feel like when you do pull the plug, that is the kind of plug they have in the hospital. It can't just be a 2-pronger. That's way too simple for someone's life, It's got to be like a double hand, like, like yank it out. And now he's toast, That's, I don't know. I'm glad you guys can relate to the oven plug. That makes me feel better about myself. Maybe I'm okay. Maybe I'll do all right. I don't know. I live in a small apartment, like I said, and I think the phrase "love thy neighbor" came out way before apartment buildings because It is tough, man. The guy across the hall likes to leave his door wedged open and just hangs out in his tidy whities, and it is hard to love that. You know, it is. It's a lot. That's less of a joke, but I needed to say that because I've been creeped out this week by that. I don't know. It's more of a fact. I did a show yesterday. There was like a 16-year-old boy in the front row, and he just had facts as a reply to everything, and it was incredible. I was like, that's a sentence now. That's just one word. Oh man, I don't know. That is a good segue. I am feeling older now. Like I don't have TikTok on my phone, and I feel like that puts me in a category. You know. Also, I've noticed like when I spill stuff, like I dropped a plate with dinner on it the other night. I feel like when I was younger, I'd be like, oh fuck, but I just spilled the plate and I just looked at it. And I just went like, oh. And just took a minute. Just really soaked it in, and then I cleaned it up without saying a word, you know? I feel like that's getting older, right? I feel like that is, I don't know. A lot of these are just weird thoughts that maybe should have just stayed with my cat, but I'm just saying them. We're working it out. I'm very sweaty too, but we're fine. Why do they put the doctor's name on prescriptions is a question I have. Like, I have finger cream at home, and it's like, do I have to see Dr. So's name every time I put this cream? I have dry fingers, okay? I don't need your signature on this. And why is that a prescription? Like, am I going to the streets if I can't refill my finger cream? It bothers me. I have to go see him. And then my fingers are still dry. Can I get more? I don't know. I'm too sweaty. I got very horny during the lockdown. I'm sure everyone was very horny at some point, right? Like I renewed my passport, and I asked for my old passport to be sent back with me, and they send like a handwritten note when they do that. And it was a female's writing, I think. It could have been a dude, but I was like, oh my God, look at this handwriting. Look at these bubble letters. My God. It was like being a Revolutionary War soldier or something. Like, ooh, baby, like very, just mask, just, you know, in the winter too, like hoodie, mask. I just have eyes, and it's like living in Qatar. And I'm like, I love you. Let's go. You're beautiful. Dating during the pandemic, weird. Like I did hook up with the girl at the very start in like March 2020. because I'm a risk taker, and we hooked up, and she was like, "Spit in my mouth," and I was like, "I think that's how it spreads. I don't know." But she was too cool for school. She was way cooler than me. She always said I was vanilla, which seemed like an attack on me. She's like, "You're so vanilla." It's like, I'm not. I'm clearly a freak. Look at me. Come on. All right, fuck you guys. I am. But she had like a whole campaign. She was like, "You're so vanilla. Like, you don't have any kinks. Like, what are your kinks?" And I was like, "I have kinks. What are your kinks?" She was like, "Well, I love when a guy looks in my eyes and says nice things during sex." And I was like, you just had good parents. That's just normal. That's not a kink. The opposite of that is a kink. If you're like, "Don't look at me and talk smack," that's more kinky, you know? But she's like, "You're so vanilla." She's like, "I'm great at masturbating." And I was like, "I'm pretty good at that too. Like, I don't know if you want to challenge me." She's like, "Well, I have a vibrator." It's like, I don't need any tools at all. I just need friction and anger is all I need. She kept going. She was like, "You're so vanilla." She was like, "You're so vanilla. What's your favorite porn category?" And I was like, "Most viewed? Top rated, maybe?" I don't know. I don't have a favorite, like a spreadsheet at home. Like, "Oh, big tits earns points here." Like, I haven't analyzed it. If I'm feeling patriotic, I go popular in Canada. You know, that's a good choice. She was like, "You're so vanilla. Like, what's your favorite sexual position?" And I was like, "I like all three. I am not vanilla. All right? Neapolitan." Yeah. You guys are great. It is really nice to have a supportive crowds like this. I was doing a show in Kitchener like the first week we reopened, and I was like, "Oh man, comedy's back. I'm going up to Kitchener." And some bald guy with an earring like he got in my face during my set. And I was like, "Hey man," it's like, okay, I remember this part. Yeah. The whole year and a half I was lamenting. I was like, "Oh, bring it back." But I forgot about the guys with earrings in Kitchener. You know? So you guys are the opposite of earring guy in Kitchener. I appreciate it very much. Thank you for being here. I see there's another comedian in the back, and I'll do a couple more here and get out of here. I was dating a clinical psychologist. That was my most recent relationship. One of the comedians is clapping in the back. Maybe I'll get some help. It didn't help. It was nice to get a free psychological reason as to why it won't work out with someone. That's nice. Did not have to pay for that diagnosis. But one time we were hanging out. This is totally true. She like grabbed me by the shoulders and she was like, "How much fun are you having tonight on a scale of 1 to 10?" And I was like 10, and she was like, "No, really?" And I was like 3. It's a 3 now for sure. But it's either like a full-on mouth spitter or the clinical psychologists. You know, like there's no in between. It's either full crackhead or like professional that wants to start a family. And it is a hard reason to break up with someone when they just when they want to have kids and they're ready to take that next step in their life, and you make 12 grand a year doing comedy. Like it's a hard bridge to pass, and that's a fake number that's way higher than the real one. But it's a hard. It is. I had a couple breakups over that. Like this one girl I was dating for a couple of years. She turned 34, and she went to her doctor, and her doctor was like, "If you want to have kids, you got to start now." And I was like, "Well, your doctor's not being a bro at all. Can we get a second opinion here? This is kind of messed up, But I wanted to do something. I wanted to do something after that breakup to fill the void. Didn't want to get a cat because I had faith at that point that I would get laid again. But what I did is I went to aquarium. I have an aquarium at home. That's an artifact of that sadness. And I just went plants only, no fish, just because I have an issue with raising a family, like I said. So I went, and I realize now that plants and like no fish is creepier than an aquarium should ever be. Like buddies are coming over, like, "Hey, where's your fish?" I'm like, "No fish, only floating plants." And they're like, "Okay, where's the exit? This is weird now. I'm afraid." But in my defense, it was like a YouTube trend at the time. It was called aquascaping. You can still find it on YouTube. If you need a self-esteem boost, I suggest this. Go on YouTube, type in aquascaping. You'll find a bunch of other sad men that have clearly had some loss, and it's really great. They get the aquariums. They're like empty and they fill it up and they describe the whole process. They're like, "Okay, we'll put some gravel down here and a few rocks in the corner. It's like a mountain range. A few Ludwigia here and a few Rotella indica here. Look, it's a little world that we created. That's not so sad." Like if you want to feel better about yourself, look up aquascaping on YouTube and subscribe to my channel. But I don't know. I'll leave you guys on this one. There's a bit of a positive note I'll leave you on. I used to live in a basement apartment, and I've moved out of it. I'm above ground now, baby. Thank you very much. You guys must have lived in basements as well, because that when you started right away, you're like, "Yes, brother, you did it." Like you got out of the. It's like hearing about a guy that got out of jail. It's like, "Yeah, man, you fucking turned that around. Let's go." Basement life. Are you still in a basement? No. Good for you. That's great. See, this is real. We're actually happy for each other. Have you guys lived in underground as well?
Never, no.
You have a basement, but it's just for like laundry, right?
Yeah, that's all. Yeah.
See, imagine living there. It's not fun. Just down there with the centipedes. It's hard to bring a lady over to a basement. It's like, you want like dank air and centipedes? We can feed them spiders together. The worst thing about my basement was it was an old house in Little Portugal, very creaky floors, and my neighbor's bedroom above me was right above my bedroom, and I had to wake up to the sound of this guy fucking all the time. Not a good sound. You're in a deep sleep, and you hear like super loud. You snap out of your sleep. There's like an instinct reaction where you wake up, and you're like, "Intruders!" But then like a second passes, and then your brain takes over. You're like, "No, this is just my life. I've heard this before." And I would just lay there and listen, just dozens of times, just laying there in bed, just listening to this super loud. Oh my god! I remember one night, it was like a Wednesday at 3:30 in the morning. I don't know if it was his birthday or what, but it was just way too loud, just going at it. And I was like, "Man, save this power for Saturday. This is crazy right now. What are you doing?" But he was going at it, and I remember this moment so well. Like I was just laying there listening, and I never wanted to hear another guy come more in my life, but just really just wanted to hear the sound of it. Yeah, like, "Oh yeah, come on, you're close. Come on, double pump. Yeah, come on, let's go. Come on." Yeah, like, why am I getting hard now? This is messed up. I'm listening too closely. After like 10 minutes, I was like, "Okay, good endurance. That's good for you, but this is too much." I came so close to going upstairs, knocking on the door. Be like, "Buddy, it's so loud downstairs. It's been like 10 minutes. Can I tickle your balls or something? What do you like? How do I get you to finish?" I don't know. I feel like it'll all bounce back soon. I have been complaining about the dating, but you know, I am in a bit of a dry spell right now. I'm not even texting a girl right now. I'm not even getting these Amber Alert texts, which is messed up. It's like, send me a text. I'll go look. I've got nothing going on. I meet a nice girl out there when I'm looking for a great Prius, you know. Guys, I do have to go. That is my time. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. Give it up again for Lars, the host, everybody. And for the rest of the comedians of the show, Sam Norton, Rita Lopez. Very funny, guys. Lars.
Hey, Burke, everybody. David Burke. Oh, she's going to look for her prize. She says, I'm going to get that fucking t-shirt. I haven't seen that t-shirt yet. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the alley. We've got a couple newcomers. Hello, I'm your host. I didn't talk to you much back there while someone was on stage, but I can talk to you now. How did you find out about us? Let me guess. It was the red carpet and the stanchion and the velvet rope. And you were walking by and you're like, I don't know what's in there, but it looks pretty cool. Seems to be some cool lights. Is that what happened?
Exactly.
Did you come from dinner? You were just strolling?
We wanted to go for dinner, but we saw this red light or the red carpet.
Like a moth to the flame, huh? Well, welcome. What are your names? Leah and?
Lucy.
Leah and Lucy, straight out of a fucking cartoon. L&L. Are those just your locked in? I feel like Leah and Lucy is also locked and loaded. Like, if any weirdos ask who we are, I'm Leah tonight and you're Lucy, just like we do every Saturday. Which is fine too, because what's in a name? It's all just made up shit. Just we're all ones and zeros or whatever now. Man, this is welcome. So this is your first time in Comedy Alley. A couple ground rules. We got always pro comedians on stage here that you're going to see. People that you've seen at Just for Laughs, people you've seen on television. Sorry, I have no arrows on the ground. I don't know if you understand which direction to walk, but I'm just going to leave it to you. I can't control everything. So it just, when you're inside, toss a mask on when you need it. And that's about it. Just enjoy yourselves. If at any point you want me to make it more spacious, are either of you claustrophobic? No, you're not. So this is okay? Because if you wanted, I'm just saying, I'm a strong guy and I also run this place. So I could just easily make you a little more room there. I'm doing it. You think I can do it? Hang on, cheer me on, guys. I think I can do this. You're gonna walk in here. I'm gonna turn this to an alley feat. This is alleyway feats of strength. You're like, what'd you guys do? We were gonna go for dinner, and then we went to an alley, and a fucking weird guy in a captain's hat started to push apart the building. And I think he did it. I think he actually did it. I was watching him do it, and I was like, there's no way this bozo is gonna push a building apart. And then he was like, well, maybe he kind of looks like he could be related to Thor. I'm like, Thor in the off season. I'm like Thor's brother that like, I took an easier path, the road less traveled. I was like, I can't be saving universes. I'm just going to chill and enjoy myself. And occasionally at a stand-up comedy show, I'm going to do a feat of strength. I'm doing it. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen. I can't get out of it. I can't get out of it. Help. Help me. Help. Katie, help me. Look what happened. Katie, you leave and then this happened. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow. Who knows? You never know what's going to happen here, guys. You never know. All right. Whew. We good? Did I break my wrists? What if I just broke my wrist there? That'd be no good, guys. That'd be no good. Well, I want to tell you a little bit more about me since we've just met Lucy and Leah. I'm from a small town boy from, has anyone heard of Aurelia? So I'm not from Aurelia. I'm from outside of Aurelia, a place called Medonte. Have you ever heard of Medonte? And Medonte is outside Jarrett, which is outside Craighurst, which is outside Coldwater, which is outside Price's Corners, which is outside Horseshoe Valley. You guys heard of any of those places? All very small town. I'm going to give an example of how small town I am. These are my first jobs ever as a kid. And notice I said as a kid. You're like, what? You were a kid and you have a job? When you're from the country, you're a farmer's hand, which just basically means you're a neighborly kid who is somehow roped in. Your parents know the other parents, and they're like, oh, we hear they're hiring over there. And so my first jobs were, this was literally what I did. I picked strawberries, then I picked raspberries, then I picked huckleberries, then I picked green beans, then I picked corn, then I sorted corn, then I put corn in bags, then I worked a corn hut, then I drove around a truck with corn, taking it to the corn stands. That's the kind of stuff I did. Basically, what I'm saying is if you bought it at a farmer's market, I was one of the white child labor. It doesn't get talked about very much. But I was a white child labor. I wouldn't go as far as using the S word, but I was paid $3 an hour. My starting wage was $3 an hour to pick corn, and sometimes we drove the tractor. I was like 12. But I was like one of the trusted boys, you know. He's responsible. He seems they knew that I didn't seem too whacked out, so they're like, "I trust you to drive a tractor in front of 15 other adolescent boys as we all stroll through the." This is the funny thing about it too, is they would pay us $3, so we'd work like 5 hours and you'd get paid 30. But our breaks, we'd go to the bake sale, and there was a farm/bakery. And so we'd get paid our change, and then we would pay them right back and leave with cookies, tarts, butter tarts, pies, beef jerky. It was just this weird child labor exchange where they were giving us cookies to pick vegetables. It was a really weird life. The other weird thing about me, because I lived in country, I was very, who else is, any other small town gals or girls? Oh yeah, we talked about it. Which church? Is that what it was called? Which church? What about you two? You guys from the big city? The big smoke. City gals. You ever venture out? You ever go out into the city? You ever been to a good old bog? You ever been to a swamp or a bog? So I grew up in the country. So from dusk till dawn, dawn till dusk, just my friends, we'd be out in the woods, out by the creek, we'd climb trees, we'd play with sticks, we'd rip our bikes around in the forest and stuff. And then you'd see the wildlife. So like always, like if there was like a bird's nest, if there was a rescued animal, something that we had to help, little chipmunks and stuff. But then as a 10-year-old, I got it in my head. I don't know if it was from cartoon or what it was, but I got it in my head. I was big on I really like the amphibians and frogs and like lizards and stuff like that. I think those are cool animals. They're like weird prehistoric things. And so I got it in my head as a 10-year-old that I was gonna you know what? I'm going to raise an army of frogs. I want a bunch of baby frogs. And I knew where there was a swamp. So about a half a kilometer down the road, there was a little swamp, just tons of slime. And in my head, I'm 10 years old. Where are there tadpoles, baby frogs, in slime? So I took an empty ice cream bucket, and marched on down the road. I was going to say street, but it was definitely a road. It was unpaved. You know, you ever do those things where people say like your sex name is those weird Facebook things where it's like, it's the street you grew up on plus your favorite color. Well, the street I grew up on was Concession 11, so it never works. I'm like, your sex name is Fluffy Concession 11. That doesn't sound sexy at all. So I walk down and I find the slime. I can see the little tadpoles, and like young. I'm talking, they were like just barely, like basically eggs, just eggs and slime. Scoop it up, take it back. Take it to my little boy, 10-year-old room. And in my head, I'm like, this is fucking it. My friends are going to be pumped to hear this. I'm going to tell my friends that I have an army of fucking frogs. I'm going to have baby frogs. They're going to do my bidding. I'm going to take them around. They're going to follow me around. And so I put them in a fish bowl, like fish tank. And I went to bed. And I went to bed in my little 10-year-old bed. I don't know why I sleep like I'm in a coffin as a 10-year-old. But I went to bed, and in my head, I'm dreaming of baby frogs, and I'm having all these elaborate dreams of baby frogs, and just, I'm going to be the frog king in the morning. They're going to be surrounding me and bringing me gifts and asking me questions about the makings of the universe, and I'm going to be God. I'm going to be the frog god. And it's all running through my head. I'm like, I have fucking done it. This is the best night of my life. When I wake up tomorrow, I'm going to be king of the frogs. I woke up the next morning, and to my horror. Have you ever been horrified? Have you ever been horrified? To my horror, I woke up the next morning not to find an army of baby frogs, but a hungry swarm of mosquitoes. I had raised an aquarium full of mosquitoes, went to bed, and offered up like a sacrifice to the mosquito gods, a plump 10-year-old, 150-pound, juicy, well-blooded child just feast on me. They were. Have you ever seen mosquitoes where the first time you hit them, the blood comes out of them? I was swatting mosquitoes and just bursting little flying insects of my own blood. There was more blood in the air in my room than inside my body. I can't believe I didn't have malaria. I should have had malaria, is what I'm saying. So that's the mosquito story, guys. Now you know a little bit about me. We went deep on that one. It was crazy. It was fucking crazy. Talk about in your head, you think it's going one way. You're like, this is the best night of my life ever. And then the next day, it's just horror. Like, what's the most amount of mosquito bites you've ever had? Like maybe double digits. I think I was in triple digits. Like, my skin was more bumps than. Now I'm thinking back. It's hard to believe I'm still alive. I feel like I got a little bit of superhero in me. I've also been stung by a stingray. That's another story. That's a legit story. I've been stung by a stingray like Steve Irwin, but I'm still alive, which means I'm tougher than Steve Irwin. It's going to be the name of my rap album, Tougher Than Steve Irwin. I don't know if this next guy is as tough as Steve Irwin, but he's an amazing comedian. What my favorite thing about hosting, it's twofold. I get to bring people into a weird alley, and you guys get to have a night to escape whatever lives you got going on. If you have any troubles, because like making your way in the world today takes everything you got, right? You know what I'm saying? Taking a break from all your worries, it sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? To Comedy Alley. And what I get to do is I get to bring people here to this weird alley, and then I get to bring my comedian friends who I fucking love, and I've done so many shows with them. They're my friends and peers, and we get to have a magical night. The guy you're going to see tonight, this is how well I know him. We've been twice on purpose in winter, February, January, twice on purpose. The two of us drove back and forth to Sault Ste. Marie to do comedy for strangers, back-to-back years. I booked a show there once, and then I invited him, and it was like, you got to come to Sault Ste. Marie. He didn't even skip a beat. There was no thinking about it. And it wasn't, let me tell you, it wasn't that. I'll tell you how well it paid. The guy who booked us, I knew, and we stayed at his house. So we weren't putting up in a hotel, and we were paid decently. But we went up there, and you spend 7 hours in a winter on the way to Sault Ste. Marie with someone by the time, and then 7 hours back, you know the guy. Then a year later, he was like, hey, I got a gig in Sault Ste. Marie. You want to go to Sault Ste. Marie for 7 hours in the middle of winter with me? And I said, fuck yeah, I'm down. And he paid me more than I paid him because the gig was way nicer. We stayed at a hotel, and guess what? There was lobster. What Sault Ste. Marie is known for. Have you ever had a Sault Ste. Marie lobster? Oh my God, the best. You know, go to the Sault Ste. Marie ocean there. They're fresh out of the ocean. They're same day catch lobster, and we had the best of times. And you guys are going to have the best of times with him now. That is what I like to call the 10-minute introduction. Please give it up. He's done it all. He's one of the best. Sam Norton, everyone. Sam Norton, come on down to Comedy Alley. Come on down. Yo, DJ, hit the music. Yo, DJ, hit the music. Sam Norton, everyone. I'm hitting the music. Yo, DJ, hit the music. There it is.
Forgot to see you kid. Ready to mic up. You can use duct tape for everything. There's a new thing for it. It's a makeshift wrapper. How y'all doing tonight? Woo! We get it! We're here! We're in an alley, huh? Goddamn right! We made it! Fuck you, Duck Ford! You can't keep us inside. I mean, partially. We're just missing a roof. But other than that, we made it. How you guys? So you guys enjoying the comedy night and the puppy dog? And the giant scary Viking man. I've been here a couple of times, hanging out with Lars doing comedy. I haven't seen any of you here, so good to see new faces. Also, every time I performed, every single time I performed here, a raccoon has come up right here. Okay, so just keep up. We could have some wildlife and see a trash can to come here and go, is there a comedy show? And I feel like I get heckled every time because they go, ah! And then they walk away. Like, keep it down. My fucking cats are trying to sleep. Sorry, I'm out of it. I'm normally much louder than I am right now. I I'm not gonna pretend like I'm playing to 600 people or the steak and lobster crowd. So let's fucking hang, man. Can I get to know all of you? Is that cool? My name's Sam Norton. Hello. Hello. All right. We'll start with you, sir. What's your name?
Brian.
Brian.
Yeah.
All right. And then, do you live around here?
Yeah, we live in Toronto.
Okay, cool. And then who is this young lady behind you?
Say your own name. Ray. That's Ray.
Hi, Ray. Nice to meet you. And how do you know Brian?
I'm married to him for 36 years.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, 36. Yeah, you guys still fucking doing it? Occasionally. Fuck yeah, bud. High five. That gives me hope, buddy. Fucking lose this, still get this going. Woo! How about you two? You guys still fucking... Oh, wait, that'd be weird. I should probably ask if you're siblings or not first. You know what? It's 2021. There's a lot of weird porn out there. Maybe people are doing it. You're probably from Timmins.
Thunderbed.
Thunderbed. Hey, even better. Even better? Where did that come from, Brian? Yeah, let's keep this zipped. What's your name right here? Katie and?
Andy.
Andy? Katie, that's a cute couple, man. Are you all together?
We are.
Yeah. How long y'all been together?
Oh my God.
37 years. Keep it going. 2 tables of 37 years. Don't look a day over 107 of these two over here. All right, cool. How long have you been together? Sorry.
3.5 years.
That's a good fucking amount. So you guys are definitely still fucking doing it. Oh, sure. Yeah, what's up, bro? Good to see you again. How about you two back there? What's up? Hi. Yeah, hey, listen, it's gonna be awkward no matter what. I'm still gonna talk to you. I know you sat away. So what are your two names? Hello. Leah and
Lucy.
how do y'all know each other? You've been together 37 years or
Longer than we've been alive.
longer than me?
Really
Fair
good
enough.
friends, like best friends.
Really best friends since like fucking teeny tiny, or is this like a new COVID thing where you
It's
just
like tadpoles.
since tadpoles?
For a thought, yeah.
Since I didn't hear the last one. What'd you say?
For a thought.
You were a thought?
For a thought.
That just means you were swimming around in balls. That's a weird. Well, congrats on the closeness of everybody. Fucking everybody's got good. Has everybody been enjoyable? So I had another show I had to run over here, so I saw the last little bit. It seemed like it's been a fun night. Y'all are still here. Yeah. I'll try to fucking concoct some magic tonight, huh? The raccoons will come out. We'll have the dog bite its head off. We'll all cry and be scarred together. Be silly. I've been trying to introduce myself to. So I don't know how your pandemic's been going. Mine's okay. I had 3 meltdowns. I feel like that's pretty good in a calendar year. Other than that, doing pretty good. I discovered about myself though. I don't know if anybody else is like me, but my wife calls me a extroverted introvert. You know what that means? Very simply, it means I didn't realize I missed people until they took them away. That's what it was. Because I just need attention all the time. Like that I'm a parasite on humanity is what it is, really. Because my whole deal, my whole personality is like, look at me! Now fuck off! Like that's just who I am. I want all of your attention, but none of your conversation. I am a real shithead. But I had a cool kind of experience for the first time in my life. So when we came out of it and I got to like hang out with friends again, I met up with a buddy of mine who came out through the pandemic. She actually transitioned and is now, instead of Al, is Val now. And we were hanging out. And I never had, so I'm just a fucking white dude from Kansas. I don't fucking know shit about the world, right? And so I'm hanging out with her. And she asked me something I've never been asked in my life. I thought it was the nicest thing in the world. But she said, Sam, how do you identify? Like, what are your pronouns? And I've never been asked that. And I kind of panicked. I'm like, I'm dyslexic. I didn't know what to say. I'm like, I can't read. But like, she was nice enough. We kind of sat around and I was like, you know what? I've never had to think about like what my elevator pitch would be to people. If someone was like, hey, like, what's your deal? And I think we came up with it that honestly, I'm a bohemian redneck is the best example I can give to people. And like the best example of a bohemian redneck is when I was about 10 years old, I snuck an entire Tupperware of macaroni and cheese into an opera. This is like, I don't know what this Italian guy's talking about, but this is good. Number, number, number. So that's me, just your friendly neighborhood white trash sack of shit. As a white trash person, I'm glad that last year my country came out and said, hey, aliens are real. You guys remember that? That felt so good. That felt so, and it sucked though that everybody went, we don't care. Nobody gave a shit. I didn't think that was gonna. My whole life, I'm like, they're up there, and then they were like, yeah, they are. Like, see, and everybody's like, do they have the Infinity Stones? We don't give a shit. I don't care. Bigger problems. And I've been trying to pitch this to people because, like, all right, so I used to live in Kansas City, and there's this dude. So whenever they came out and said aliens are real, I think people go like, yeah, I guess we always knew that or whatever, right? Nobody really thinks about it, but you really have to think about the implications of if aliens are real. You then have to assume that all those fucking stories you heard are also true. There was a dude named Reggie that I used to hang out with at a bar, right? And Reggie was like a town age, just drunk. And if you got him drunk enough on tequila, he would tell you his alien abduction story. And every time he'd be like, man, one night I was driving home just shit pissed drunk, and I pulled over to the side of the road to take a hot piss at a cold farm. And I got out to the field, and all of a sudden, this beaming white light shined upon me, and I woke up with a gray finger in my butt, right? Every time he told the story, we would laugh. We'd go, ah! Reggie can't admit he's gay. Like, that's all we would do. Like, it's okay, buddy. We accept you. And he's like, no, it happened. And come to find out, like, he really did get Me Too'd by a space Harvey Weinstein. And the whole time, he's just, like, reaching out, like, they got me. And I'm like, just go kiss a guy. Like, I feel bad. I need to get at him. You're like, it's okay. And it makes me weirded out. Like, that's one of the, I don't know how you guys grew up, but that's one of the biggest questions as humans we can ask is like, are we alone in the universe? And they said, no. And we went, I guess I don't care. Which makes me wonder, the only other bigger question than that is what happens after you die. And I don't think we're going to care about that either, right? The most amazing shit could happen to us that we could never think, like you fucking soul rockets out of your body and you go into a fucking black hole and explode out of a supernova into incandescent light. And then the pearly white gates open up and then out strolls the one true God who's something that you would have never thought of before. Just like a 3'3" tiny blue skin Asian woman with like 6 arms and 4 meaty tits. And then she says something weird, really fucking weird, like, oh, take a drink, child. Like, and you're just like, ah. And then I think all of us collectively will see all of that and just go, hey, what's the Wi-Fi password? Just don't give a shit. All right, I'm trying to figure out how to talk about this in front of people because I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but I did have this experience and I kind of want to talk this with regular people. So you guys want to kind of help me work out a joke for like when clubs open up and I can tour again to see if I'm not going to be a Debbie Downer on this. All right, so just by round of applause, how about this? Let's start on a positive note. By round of applause from like, man, to fuck yeah, woo! All right. Who had a good bout of depression this last year? Okay, all right, cool. I've never had depression in my life because I'm just fucking Mr. Coke all the time, right? I've never done Coke. I just look like I have all of it right in my body, right? I've done a lot of mushrooms. That's pretty cool. You ever done mushrooms? Yeah. You can't keep a relationship going without doing mushrooms together. Woo! I've done 8 grams once. I met God. Yeah. 2 crystal balls for testicles. They were pretty nuts. Come on, guys. Huh? Boom. Canada likes fucking puns. So yeah, I've never experienced depression, but having people take it away from me, I was like, oh, I'm sad. And So I was talking with my wife about it. She said Burke was talking about dating a clinical psychologist. I married one, and she bought me a house in Brampton. Yeah, fucking gold diggers unite! Woo! It's pretty dope. This is my whole life. I come out, tell dumb dick jokes to you fine folks, go home, play Xbox, and suck on her titties. And she pays the bills for some reason. I love her very much. She is the best. But yeah, we were talking, like she was helping me work through my depression, and like I guess as a defense mechanism, I started thinking about not actually killing myself because like I love my wife and we have a little daughter, but it was a thought that I thought of for the first time in my life. And honestly, when I was thinking about it, it wasn't a sad thing. I guess I tried to twist it into a joke just to have a defense mechanism. And I was like, if I would kill myself, I would want it to be funny. All right, because I don't know if this is sick, but like this is who I am. I'm a comedian. That doesn't stop just because I fucking die. Like I want to make sure that I die. But so whenever you guys read on the fucking news, like local comedian, it's not just a local comedian. You read it and go, I fucking saw that guy. This is hilarious. Like that's what I want my legacy to be. So my wife was pretty fucking dope. We actually thought of like if we were to kill ourselves, how would we do it? And this is kind of the thing that we thought of. All right, so. We want everybody, so this is what we do, all right? We'd go out and buy 2 guns, one for me, one for her. Then we'd go downtown to like TD, right? And then she would walk into the bank, hop in line, okay? I would come in right behind her, cock the pistol, fire a shot in the air just to get everybody's attention, just, ah! And then I go, all right, everybody put your fucking hands up. This is a goddamn robbery. Everybody puts their hands up, and then I just go, boom, blow my brains out, all right? Now here, this reaction right here, yes, this like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? That's the reaction I want to get from the people in the bank, like, what the fuck, right? But the second that someone has a sense of like, oh, I guess it's over, and they put their hands down, that's when my wife stands up with her gun and goes, he said keep your fucking hands up! And then she blows out her brains. Then nobody's putting their hands down after that. It's just going to be a 72-hour standoff. The police are like, no, it's okay. And they're like, no, get the fuck out of here. Somebody else has got a gun. There's a sleeper cell in here. And the best part about it is I talked her into getting a matching hat, and we're going to hide confetti underneath it. So it's just, pah! Oh, my God. It was terrifying, but festive. They went out happy, I think. Is that funny? I don't know. Yeah. Lars, the one fucking. All right. Yeah. No? Okay. I got you, not your wife. She's like, please, just someone hug this kid. I'm doing much better now. I'll show pictures of my little baby if anybody wants to see her. She's adorable. She's half white trash, half Chinese Canadian. She's a ranch dumpling. She's fucking dope, dude. I hated her as a baby, but as a toddler, fuck yeah. Babies suck. They don't do anything. Just fucking balls of shit rolling around. Like, hold up my head. Like, why can't you just do this? I don't. She's dope as shit now. And it had like the worst part about being a parent is other parents that just tried ruining every step of the way with my daughter. Like I didn't get to enjoy anything. These other parents, like every stage, they were like, oh, wait until she has solid food. She's gonna smell like shit. Or wait until she starts walking. She's gonna get into fucking everything. Or wait till she starts talking. You can't get her to shut the fuck up. It's like, sounds like you just hate your kids. That has nothing to do with me. My daughter is cool as shit. She's gonna be 3 years old, and I'm her only friend because pandemic baby. Like it's just daddy-daughter day every day. She has no other friends except me, and I'm bigger, stronger, smarter. So everything I do is amazing to her, and it is a massive ego boost for me. You have no idea. Just every day, my daughter's amazed by me. Like, wow, daddy jumped so high. I'm like, yeah, I should join the NBA. You're fucking right. The best one, she actually asked me, because she's curious now. She asked me, like, where she comes from, and I didn't want to lie to her because I'm a fucking comedian. I'm like, maybe there's some gold here. Wasn't wrong, right? She's like, Daddy, where I come from? I'm like, well, honey, you came from mommy's vagina after daddy put you in there? And then she said, all the way in there? I'm like, you're fucking right, I did. I got all up in there, baby. Woo! She high-fived me. We had a juice box. It was great. That was her birds and the bees story. So we can go talk about reproduction later. She's be like, yeah, daddy got all up in them guts. They're like, where the fuck are you learning this from? I'm like, dope-ass daddy. That's where millennial dads don't give a shit. She'll learn it on TikTok, I'm sure. I feel like I'm doing about a 7. You guys want to talk about your funky-ass country, Canada? That's where my daughter's going to grow up. Biracial fucking Toronto, baby. That's way different than Whitey Magoo from Kansas. It's gonna be different. She's gonna have things I never dreamed of, like diversity. She's fuck. We live out in Brampton. She is the diversity. You know what I mean? Like, I love it. I dig it. I love this country. I'm glad I moved here. But it is strange trying to get used to like the different, like there's racial tension, but it's just different. Like it's I guess more passive aggressive here as opposed to back home where it's like, get the fuck out. Up here it's like, could you please leave? I had a buddy of mine. He's a black comedian here in town. And he told me, he said he was 32 years old when he first experienced overt racism right to his face. And when he told me the story, I was like disgusted. I was like, holy shit. Can't believe he went 3 decades before ever once meeting an Italian. I was like, how is that possible? You clapping? I hope you're clapping because you're Italian and not just massively racist against Italians. I love that you have a good sense of humor, but in my head, I was just like, oh god damn it! I hope she's from like Jordan or something like that. Those fucking Italians. Oh fuck! I wish I could bring your reaction everywhere. That's hilarious. That wasn't even that good a joke, but you made it for me. You did really good in my own set. All right, I'm gonna get out of here soon because I want to. Please keep coming back and support live comedy. This is here, anywhere, where just fucking get out and do it because we need you. Like, we can't, like, that's the weird thing I don't think people know quite often. Like, I had to do a lot of Zoom shows, and they brought me back to when I used to do charity work for autistic kids. It was very similar, and not in a negative way, just in a like, okay, there's a lot of miscommunication happening here. And so it's nice. Listen, you go on. It's my own lived truth. So it's nice to be able to just hang out and not have internet lag or my daughter having to be on the show too. So yeah, we're not like musicians. We can't just fucking record our jokes and then go like, we'll put it out into the world. We need you guys, so I appreciate it. It's very sweet of you. Fuck me and my sincerity. Okay, I'll get back to. No, I don't want your fake claps. I don't want your. It's real. I don't know what's real with that Italian lady back there. She hated her own kind. I don't know if she hates me. She's too Canadian. It's passive aggressive every time. Okay. I do miss like the city. I haven't been able to come in and like see because round of applause. How many people have been here for more than 10 years? Just round of applause. All right, everybody. Okay. I think if you live here too long, you forget how fucking weird this city is because everybody here in Toronto just kind of watches weird shit. And like back home, we'll call you out. We'll be like, hey, you're a fucking weirdo. But everybody here just sees something like, oh, that's just Jerry, and just keeps walking. There's no heckling, and I'm still not used to it. And it didn't, like, my first night back into Toronto, like, I wasn't here for like 6 months, and then I had a show. I'm like, fuck yeah, going back in the city. I park my car, start walking to the show. Immediately, a guy rides his bicycle by me with his baby, okay? Now, I don't think I described the same. Let me rephrase that, okay? He was riding the bicycle. The bike was in one hand, and the goddamn baby was in, exactly, yes! It was in the, like a loaf of bread, okay? Now, your reaction to, like, nobody, I was like, what the fuck? Like, nobody said, hey, there goes a terrible father, or, hey, someone just stole a baby. Like, he said shit. It's a fucking crazy city we live in. I don't know. I haven't been back. I haven't been back home for 2 years. My last trip in the States was in Alabama. That was my last remembrance of America. That's not a good way to go out on my. I would have loved for it to be Chicago again. I lived there for 10 years. Maybe even Wichita, Kansas, where I'm from. Nope, I was in fucking Birmingham, Alabama. I did a show. This is like my last, before like I went to the airport. My last experience with somebody was I was driving back and I gassed up my rental car at a gas station at like 2 a.m. before I go back to my hotel. Okay, so I'm gassing up, and I look like me all the time. I don't wear jeans. I just wear fancy pants. A lot of times I wear a vest. I look like, yeah, no. There's a reason that when I was growing up, everybody's like, get out of here, you liberal queer. I'm like, I'm going to Canada, right? I know what I look like, but I'm also a fucking pit bull, right? Like, I've started every fight I couldn't finish. Like, I have so many of you as my friend. Like, I'm dude's like, fuck you, right, Brian? But I'm at this gas station pumping up, 2 a.m. I get done. I go inside to get some treats. And right when I'm walking in, okay, there's this good old boy walking out. When I mean good old boy, I mean like what you would see in a TV show. He's like 6'6", 350 pounds, just barrel-chested. He's got overalls on. He's got a cut-off shirt. And then he's also got a baseball hat that's half camo, half Confederate flag, okay? And I'm looking at this dude like, he's going to say something. You know what? Fuck him, all right? I ain't going to take his shit. Like, I'm getting myself jacked up. I'm like, oh, fuck this guy. I want him to say something. I'll punch him right in his fucking dick, right? Get myself jacked like, let's do this, bitch, right? And then I start stepping up to the door, and he pulls it open, and then just steps aside and holds it open for me. And I was just like, oh, fuck, that's nice. And it like rattled me because I had a lot of energy, and I'm like, no, fuck, he's gonna say something. So I'm like walking by, I'm like, what are you gonna say? What are you gonna say? And he just looked at me and he just went, hey man, that's a cool shirt. Thinking about getting me one of those. And I was just like, oh my god. Like, that was fucking weird. I went from like fuck you to maybe fuck you. I didn't know that was my type, but saw this big barrel-chested man, and he took one compliment, and I'm like, well, I guess we're fucking now. I have new feelings. I didn't know I liked bears, but apparently I do. It's very strange, and I didn't know what to do with my energy, so I knew I had to respond because he said something nice, and then I just the first thing that came out of my fucking testosterone-filled mouth, he's like, hey, that's a nice shirt. Think about getting me one of those, and I just went, you can have mine. That's not 2 a.m. at a gas station. Yeah, that's weird. You want to beat the shit out of me. I get it. He says something sweet, and I'm like, yeah, whatever you want. Just fucking tweak my nipple. I don't care. Like, it was so weird. And he had every right to then beat the shit out of me. Like, who the fuck is this weirdo, right? But he didn't. He doubled down on being like the sweetest man in the world because he went, hey, man, I'm sorry. I don't think that six-pack's going to fit over this keg. And I was like, holy shit. All right, I guess we're fucking. Here we go. Get in, huh? Get in my asshole. Fill her up. Are we at the gas station? 2-1 pump 2. All right, guys. I have been Sam Norton. This has been Comedy Alley. I love you all to death. I'm going to get out of here. Bring it up, Lars. Oh, nice.
Sam Norton, everyone. Sammy Norton. Yes. That is the end of the show. Let me ask you guys, was this the best night you've ever had in an alley?
Yeah.
I believe it was. Yes, we delivered the goods tonight. And I also just realized, I don't know if he addressed it, it wasn't Sault Ste. Marie, it was Timmins. Did he say that? It was Timmins. I went to Timmins with it was Timmins. Just to clarify, I don't want you guys going home thinking that Sam Norton and I went to Sault Ste. Marie together and had a great time, when in fact we went to Timmins. and had a great time. We do this every Friday, Saturday, 9 p.m. Hit us up on the socials, mostly on Dropbox. You on Dropbox? You guys on Dropbox? Hit me up on Dropbox. I got a big old box, so you can drop it in there. You on Dropbox? You on Dropbox? You on Dropbox? Hit me up on Dropbox. I'm big on. You got to be ahead of the curve. You don't want to be to a social media site too late. Get on Dropbox. Just what I'm saying. Get on Dropbox. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We'll see you another night, guys, ladies and gentlemen. Good night, good night, good night, good night, good night, good night, good night. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.
Yes. All the girls, just the girls left. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Great. You did it, guys. You did it. Solid show. Yeah, very good. Guys, I watched Slot all night long. Yeah, yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah. You see it before that? What's that?
No, but I listen to his podcast all the time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, you know about his podcast?
No, I didn't know you
It's
were
called,
a fan.
it's called Happy Good.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
Oh, yeah.
Just stream of consciousness. Yeah. It's set up like a meditation sort of thing.
Yeah.
I realized he is like